Oops. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast, episode number 149. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, you should be, because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. My name is Wilson Horrell. I'm one of your hosts. I'd like to remind you that the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is uncensored, so listen at your own risk. Lift Heavy Run Long has an app, and we want you to be on it. For $3.99 per month, you can be part of that app, and what you will receive is 3 bodyweight exercises delivered to your calendar every week, 4 barbell strength exercises, and 4 WODs. The workouts are designed by the greatest endurance trainer in the world, Ms. Valerie Hunt of RunRx.fit. And for $9.99 a month, you can have access to any and all of the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer. I have Vanna White over here displaying my verbiage with her hands animated. You can have access to all the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer, everything from 5K distances to 100-mile races to Spartan races to triathlons. So go to www.liftheavyrunlong.com, click on sign up now, and you can take a look at all the programs, see what you like, enter your email address, and you'll get a free week of the program delivered to your app.
Amanda, are you that good at sign language where you could do what he's saying in real time?
Not anymore.
At one point, were you? Not where you could do like whatever
not
he's
really
saying.
Fast, but
look at me like doing sign language. Like,
I'm just like balling, a piece of paper.
I'm like balling my hands up.
This is how I dry my hands under the dryer.
That's about it. This is fun signing.
Dry my hands, see if it's hot.
Wad it up and throw it away.
Steal a base.
We got pretty good at doing general sentences and communicating.
If you were to say something and then ask us to sign it, then we could make those signs somewhat communicable.
Yeah.
But there, in no way would we be able to.
Not as fast as he was going, no.
Spit out.
Right.
That.
I wish I was. I would like to restart those classes and start over again and relearn and immerse ourselves. We were immersing ourselves in the deaf community and having dinner. They had weekly or monthly dinners that we were going to, and super nice people, very embracive of anybody trying to learn, super helpful. And we just, got busy, life got in the way, and we chose not to go anymore. And I've kind of forgotten everything. I know the basics, but that's about it.
Well, we went through all 3 classes. Mm-hmm. So, we technically graduated the everything they had to offer there.
We just didn't use it.
We should go back, and it would be highly beneficial to go back and start from scratch.
Yes, I'd love to.
Go back in there. But, we would do those classes and learn what we could, and then 1 hour, 2 hours at the Deaf Night Out, and we would learn 100 times more than we would from any of those classes.
Oh, just having to actually do
when you're stuck in a situation where it's
that's
necessary.
How you have to communicate, yeah.
Right.
Even though our teacher was deaf, and she didn't speak or make any attempts to communicate in any way but sign language.
Wow.
And made it clear that's how it's going to be. This was her rules, not ours.
Huh.
But yeah, it was just like anything else.
It's like going to a Spanish class and your teacher won't speak English.
Right.
You just talk Spanish, and you're like, I got to figure this out.
And I would imagine the best way to learn Spanish would be take a few Spanish classes and then set your ass in Mexico.
I'd love to do that.
So I have a good friend of mine that she was trying to get a lot better at Spanish, and so she basically made herself, she forced herself to only speak Spanish, to the point that, she also went around the house and put Post-it notes on everything, what the Spanish name for that thing was. So, when she looked at it, she didn't think book. She thought, whatever the... Libra. Kind of thing. And she did that for, 2 or 3 months, and She said she got a lot better to the point that she actually had a couple of Spanish dreams.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they say that's when you're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I used to do that in college.
You can dream
Super excited.
in Spanish and not even know Spanish, right?
Only if there's subtitles.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how that works.
Have you ever had a dream where you've done something you don't know how to do?
Well, I can fly in my dreams.
Yeah, I do muscle-ups all the time.
I mean, I feel like I've
a lot of them
I've
strung
had dreams
together.
where I'm solving math equations that I have no.
Well, the human brain's like 90% unlocked or locked.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I'm telling you,
to be
man.
reaching
There's
those
something
depths.
you can have those dreams where it's like, I just figured that thing out, and I shouldn't have been able to figure that out.
You want to talk about brains? Sitting to my right,
There's the smartest person in the
the
room.
smartest person in the room, in Byhalia at this
She's
moment.
trying to figure out how to hang out with 3 other smarter
In the
people.
county, she's trying to talk down to us. We have the beautiful and talented Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell, Jackson Tan.
Good evening, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. What's new?
I feel like I need to have a really better answer than what I have.
You
Not
had
much.
all week. No, you
I
had
know,
2
right?
weeks.
So I've been working.
We're gonna punt it over to the Reverend.
Aw.
You got something that you'd like to?
I was trying to come up with something.
Well, if you have something, then you can raise your hand.
Okay.
I have to say, so not to jump ahead in the story to my part of the thing, but I did.
But you are.
I did.
Well,
You don't hate it bad
to
enough
your,
to not do
to
it.
your left, we have
Big thirsty.
Big Thirsty.
Hold on. I was. This is actually a lead in.
You guys do this
Vaughn.
intentionally to screw
I
up my
don't,
mojo.
not me. It's just those two. It has nothing to do with me. I just sit here and respond. That's all
Vaughn
I
says
do.
there was rhabdo.
So Tuesday night, I got
Almost
talked
died.
into doing a CrossFit workout and almost died, but I didn't die. So they rewarded me with tacos. So I got to partake in a Mexican feast with your wife and Gary Cale and Stacy, and one of their daughters.
Carly.
I'm telling this story because Gary asked, when is it okay for us to start calling him Reverend Rabdo? And I'm like, dude, we're already doing it on the podcast.
Do you even lift heavy run long?
Like, seriously.
Yeah, we kind of went straight to before you even had Rabdo. We
Right.
kind of went
It's
straight
like-
to where
yeah.
basically a bad
Anyways,
situation.
that just cracked me up because he didn't know that we had already called you that on the show, that Beefcake had coined that term, and
Yeah.
we've used it several times.
We need
so.
T-shirts.
Good for you for going to the CrossFit gym. Amanda sent me a text that she was going to dinner with Gary and Stacy, and then she said, and Brian. And I was like,
Brian, who?
Swanson?
Brian,
He's at the CrossFit gym?
It's like
the
who?
guy I
His
talked to
membership
on
lapse?
Slack?
Yeah. The Reverend Von Rawls.
I'm here.
How are you?
Oh boy,
Got your moving clothes on.
That is a loaded question. I do not have my moving clothes on because the moving clothes that I had on today are completely soaked with water.
Because it's
and-
raining today.
Oh boy, it's been a day.
So you're
So-
moving your parents to Holly Springs.
Well, my parents are moving, yeah, to Holly Springs. Hopefully, that's where their house they bought was, and they're closing on their house tomorrow. But imagine a couple of 70-somethings with 30 years of things in their house,
Oh yeah.
trying to
And apparently,
get rid of those things. and-
some of those things being their kids' things that they never took. Because I saw
Like a
I saw
sticker
a
book.
sticker book.
Very, yeah. I found a couple of things like that, and there were a couple of things where I got to see my brother today, which I hadn't seen him in a while, which is really good. And I was like, man, you need to take this. Like, we were so pissed off. Like, it was raining, pouring down rain, and I'm trying to work. Like, my dad called me at work. I was at work at my desk, like 11 or 10 o'clock this morning. My dad's like, man, look, we're in a really bad spot. We need help. We got to be out at midnight tonight. We're closing tomorrow. And I was like,
Oh wow.
well, I get off at 5:30. So I'm like, fortunately, I work at a place where I can work remotely. So I'm like, and he's like, he didn't give me an option, really. He's just like, well, listen, we can't do any of this. My brother's daughter was in the hospital last night with some condition, and he's up all night, and I'm spent. I need your help. And I was like, I work till 5:30. Like, all right, let me see. I'll see. So I was like, so, fortunately it's like, okay, listen, I'm going to have to go help my dad. I'll set up shop at their house. They have an internet connection. So I can work and try to help as I can. You know what I mean? Like it's, so I left and drove out there and just been trying to juggle,
So how's your body responding, like rhabdo wise, to like lifting and carrying and moving?
today.
And all
Well,
that kind of stuff?
if you asked me that at 7:00 this morning, I would have been like, gosh, I feel fantastic. You ask me right now, I'm like, man, I feel terrible. Like I did
think that's to be expected.
I did way too much work today. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, moving furniture is a lot of work.
well, unfortunately, all the furniture was done. It's just like pouring down rain, and I'm trying to like work, and I'm trying to like,
Is the truck still stuck
it.
in the front yard?
as far as I know.
Oh God.
The
We-
moving truck is stuck in the
We
yard?
had two. I don't even know if we want to talk about this. We had.
We're talking about
it. We had one. Oh man, I can't. I just. It's a.
You want to
long-
move on?
No, I don't. I do, but I don't. But
Okay, well, let's get somewhere. Let's go with. Did they get the moving truck out of the yard?
no, my brother and I. It was pouring down rain, so we went and got another little U-Haul truck to put all the stuff to go into storage in, because my dad had this trailer that was an open trailer and it wasn't going to work because it's pouring down rain. So we got this trailer and filled it up with things to take to the storage room. It got stuck in the front yard. We got it out of the front yard. Then the big truck got stuck in the front yard, and I was like, it's 5:00. I got to go. I got a podcast at 7:00, and I'm exhausted.
When a truck gets stuck, man, it's bad news.
It's bad.
never
My
a
dad
good
tried to
thing.
pull it out with his big F-250.
And got it stuck.
Popped the ropes. We had tied,
Oh.
broke, which are 3 times. This is not
No, that's not good at all.
good.
I do have one
conversation.
question.
Yeah.
Did they pack the sticker books and take them with them, or did you throw them away? Or did you
No, I brought that one home. It was just one thing that I found at my
Oh.
parents' house, and I was like, "Oh man, you ever see something?"
You
from
brought
your-
that home like you have it with you now? You haven't gone home?
I don't
from
have
there,
it now. I have gone home. I had to go home and change clothes, dude. I was covered in.
You need to send me a picture of every page.
I will.
of that
I will
book.
totally do that. It was.
I
one
wish
of
I had mine to compare. I'm sure it's like a
sure
lot
it's in
of
your
the
mom's
same
attic.
stuff.
man.
probably.
It was so funny
Next
because
to my letter jacket,
Where's your jacket?
my karate trophy.
Do you have those up there for real? I brought my letter jacket home last weekend. It's
Nice.
awesome.
She didn't let me wear it though.
No.
She didn't even offer to let me wear it.
No.
Did she give you her class ring like with a little like wart remover thing like inside it so it would fit on your finger?
Oh, wart remover thing.
You know what I'm talking about? The like the Dr. Scholl's thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is that only from our age?
Apparently
Maybe
so, because
so.
we used Ace bandage on the back of ours.
Oh, see, like at my school, like
had
they
the
would
wart
put one of those
remover
little wart removers
underneath
inside
the
the
thing.
guy's ring, and
and
that
would be
would
perfect,
make it
though. Yeah.
it would make it fit. Yeah.
Have you got your? That's your wedding band.
Yeah, I use
Why is it on your key ring?
You have a war remover in your wedding?
no, I use JB Weld.
It looks so bad, y'all. And I bought him.
It doesn't look
rebought
bad.
a
You can't even
ring
tell.
that actually fits him with the same inscription inside, and he won't wear it.
Sorry, dude.
This one fits well. You know,
we weren't going there.
when you have something like that, and then you doctor it up, and it fits perfectly, and it's like I like this ring. I don't even know where the other one is. I mean, I haven't looked.
I know where it is.
I'm sure it's there.
It's in your nightstand. It better be.
All right.
Back up. When you
Chris
lose
Hope
that one.
5K is Saturday, October 5th, 2019. You need
I'm
to
gonna
sign
run
up
that.
for it.
Do it.
You can come here and run it, or you can run it virtually. And if you go to chrishope.org,
Chris Hope Foundation.
chrishopefoundation.org, and join Team LHRL. Do that right now. And also,
Y'all, it's a 5K. You can do it.
you can do that. And you can also do the Big Hill Pond Walking Tall 25 and 50K.
I don't know about that one.
October 19th, 2019. WalkingTall50K.com.
If you can run a 5K, you can run a 50K.
If you go there right now and sign up, you will get 80% off. Right now only.
If you can't run a 50K,
If you haven't been there yet, you missed that offer.
you can volunteer for the most awesome aid station that's ever existed in
'Cause
the
Vaughn
entire
and I are gonna be
existence
there.
of the
So
world.
what are you going to do to make the aid station better than last year? I
We're
think
gonna
you should
take-
I can't
exceed
tell you.
previous. I think you should exceed previous.
Believe me, I will.
I'll
Okay.
take people's comments on what they want at the aid station, see if I can bring some of that stuff too.
I will exceed and excel at this
Okay.
aid station.
Okay.
Now you're an old pro. You know how to do it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I know what to expect right now.
World's best volunteers, world's best aid station captain.
Well, it's an elite team, so I can probably only take like 6 people. Amanda's already claimed a spot, so there might be 5 people that I can handle at my aid station. So
You
if
gonna
you
have
want,
tryouts?
I might even have to. If I get more than 5 applicants,
Chris,
I might have to
Chris
do
Miller
Like
just
wedding
joined,
singer?
and he already replied that he wants THC gummies.
something. Well, Chris,
Are those? Can I actually?
we can
get those?
arrange.
You
a
should have
payment.
a draft.
I'll look. Okay, I need to put that on my list.
Money. You're going to have to pay extra for that.
Dawn
The
Dawn
aid
says
station?
she wants to try out for the aid station volunteers.
Okay.
Dawn,
Well,
you're running it.
You don't have to try out yet. I need 5 people first. What I'm saying is,
No, you should
Once we
set
go
the expectation
over
that there's a tryout.
All right, I'll make a page tomorrow on the internet where you have to apply.
Oh, good times.
Do any of y'all eat white bread? How often do you eat a white bread sandwich?
A lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just had a bun by itself, just a bun. It was fantastic.
I ate a bologna
I
sandwich
never
today.
eat white bread anymore.
Bologna
I
sandwich.
couldn't
so
even
good.
tell you the
Oh my
last
God.
time that I've eaten.
It was like really
a
soft,
sandwich.
and it melted in my
Like
mouth.
I eat like burgers and hot dog. Like so, I eat bread. It's not anti-bread. Like I just don't make like a ham sandwich or a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something like that.
I will tell you, man. I was coaching this morning, and everybody's talking about this RP diet.
Oh
that,
yeah.
that they're doing. Everybody's doing this RP diet. I'm
is
on
that?
the RP thing, and it's macro. I guess it's macros, and it's a
Yeah.
cut.
Okay.
I got to feed and cut or whatever it is, and I'm just like, man, if you guys saw all the things I've eaten in the last 4 weeks, you would cringe. For
Tell me about was it Costco or Sam's Club meatloaf and mashed potatoes?
Oh my God! Have you ever had it? Sam's?
Are you just pouring around there eating their appetizers or
No. You go into Sam's, and in the back, if you go in and make a left and go back to the rotisserie chickens
Yeah.
and make a right, you'll go to the spot where they have a case where they have pre-made meals, right? And so in it might be quesadillas, it might be hero sandwiches, it might be meatloaf and mashed potatoes, it might be lasagna. But you take it and you can take it home, put it in the oven, and you have this big
So it's like a family-sized meal.
It's a family-sized meal.
Is
Oh.
it though? Is it a family-sized meal?
Not
Ron?
really, because really I eat the whole thing. And it's meatloaf and mashed potatoes in this thing, and all you have to do is go put it in the oven. It takes about an
Have you
hour.
been sneaking into my condo to heat up your lunch?
No, but I should. That's a good idea. But
you go.
man, what we do
Buy
is we
lunch.
get it, and it's probably like 2.5 pounds of meatloaf and a pound of mashed potatoes, and it's so good. And I'm like, every time we go in there, I tell my wife, gotta buy it, gotta buy that, and I'll take it. I literally ate it for 3 days at lunch this week.
Just remember
Like
when
William-
October rolls back around and Murphy's like hiding her candy and accusing you of eating all the stuff. This moment right here is what makes her afraid.
Man, I'll just put it anyway.
Yeah, when you start finding like burritos and stuff up underneath her bed because she's food insecure, and like
But
hoarding
it's-
her becomes like a psychological issue.
It's just so funny to me because like I'm like at the gym with these people who are like, man, I got to eat so much food. I have to eat so much food. It's so hard for me. Number one, I don't ever have that problem. I will never have that problem. No matter how much food you think I should eat. Number two, the other people are like, man, I'm just so hungry. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to eat whatever I'm gonna want to eat. And hey, most of the time I do need to eat real food, meats and vegetables. I can do that too. And I know what I need to do when I need to do it, but I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to
So,
be like,
have you started training for the pizza challenge?
The what?
The pizza challenge.
I
I thought
feel
that was just beef and
well, but he's in his prime right now to
I
be a
feel
contender.
that. I am
Like
in-
he,
Gavin. Okay,
I'm in a
beef
good
Gavin
place.
Vaughn. Pull up another chair.
I really hope this happens.
I really
I
do
would
too.
never.
Do I need
Wilson
to
is the
plan this?
champ. Like, you got to know Wilson's the champ.
But Gavin and I are really kindred spirits because he's an ex-fat guy. So he's a fat
June
guy
15th.
at heart.
Do we need to have this at the gym?
June 15th.
No, we
June
can't do.
15th?
No, we can't do June 15th.
What?
That's
'Cause we're
2 days
going-
after my birthday.
It is.
I have to work June 15th. That weekend, I got to work then.
We're gonna make this
2
happen.
weeks after that. Like 2 weeks after. Not
I
the
didn't know he
23rd.
was a
Weekend in
former
July?
fat guy.
Yeah, Gavin was large.
Oh yeah, Gavin was big.
So he could be.
Yeah, I think he's
He
a
could be a
competitor. I mean,
contender.
he's no pushover. I'm sure of that.
Right.
I'm not saying that he's going to win, but he has more than a leg
I feel
to
like
stand
we need
on.
to
Maybe-
add outdoor guy too. Bubba Crowder.
Maybe we should do a preliminary test. Like
There needs to be
Like
one.
chicken nuggets.
Do like
No.
a sectionals.
We just need to run and eat, and just
Can I-
keep it simple.
Can I make a suggestion?
It depends on what it is.
Maybe we should help Chris Hope raise some money and let people buy into
There's an
this
idea.
competition.
Yeah,
Like gambling.
yeah.
On the winner?
No.
Or
like
they could
they're-
gamble
they're-
on the winner. They could do that too.
Well, no. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm saying like it's a $20 buy-in or $50 buy-in, and that money goes to Chris Hope Foundation, and they get to
Let's do it.
They get to take part in the competition. Let anybody do what they wants to do it.
That wants to go. Oh.
yeah.
Anyone who thinks they can eat more than Wilson and I.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Gavin.
It's going to cost you. If you're going to prove it, it's going to cost you.
You're right.
We'll
You
benefit.
can't, you can't just casually show up to dinner. It's going to cost you to. I mean, it's like a professional fighter is not going to fight every chump that wants to fight him because
That's
there
true.
is a risk involved.
Right.
So you have to work your way up there, but you can buy your way in.
I'm just saying.
Can't just show up and say you can eat as much as Wilson and myself.
So what's the running part? A mile?
We were talking about doing like a 6-hour run,
Talking about doing a trail run that morning.
4 to 6 hour run.
Yeah, 4 to 6 hours, basically finishing
Get
right
people
before
together, have a nice run.
lunch. And then heading over to Garibaldi's buffet and setting up shop for a couple hours.
I mean, there's no real
Garibaldi's
stipulations.
buffet?
No real
Oh my God,
stipulations
I
on
would
the
tear
running.
that
I mean, you
up.
don't have to run a distance, or you don't have to run a.
Yeah, you don't have to run it all if you don't want to.
Yeah,
It's just-
a reason to get people together and get them out running. Maybe somebody who's never ran before will be like,
Well, I
can
need to
get
know
Or
down
because
eating.
I'm going to try to set this up.
Maybe
Okay.
somebody
I need to know
that's
rules and
never.
stuff.
Well, we're gonna try to schedule a run and then a eat at like Garibaldi's.
Where's that?
We could probably rent
Germantown.
Garibaldi's
We
or part
probably
of it.
could. They probably just let you do it.
It's over there by El Portan, over there by where we get
By
our
Memphis
haircut.
Pizza Cafe in
And
Germantown.
if we're going to do a pay to play thing, then we need to do a pay to watch also.
Yeah, of course.
Five,
Don't- like $5 donation.
$5 to watch.
$20 to eat.
$20 to eat, but you also have to pay your bill after when you're leaving.
No such thing as free lunch.
No such thing as a
Oh
free
no!
lunch.
Wait, the competitors have to. Garibaldi's has to own up to that one.
They will. Garibaldi's would do something. They're community oriented.
And then we just need a couple of food scales. So basically, the way it's going to work, you go run if you want to run. You don't run. We're going to meet at a set time at Garibaldi's.
I think Sean would
And,
do good on this.
And basically, you go get whatever you want on that plate, whether that's pizza, whether it's spaghetti, whether it's salad.
You have to weigh the plate.
And you're going to weigh the plate,
the poundage.
and then we'll whoever eats the most. Are we going to set a time limit? 1 hour time limit? 2 hour time
Hour
limit?
would be good.
Hour time
I
limit.
think
Whoever
an
can eat
hour
the
is
most
a
in
good
an hour.
number.
An hour's a long time to eat.
It is a long time to eat. I've done that before.
I mean, if it was 10 hours, that would be in a couch. That would be something too. But that's a whole different. People don't want to hang out.
That's
for
an
10 hours.
endurance event.
Yeah.
This is more of a sprint.
So
Right.
if we're going to do this in
This would be a
Germantown,
qualifier.
where would you run close to there? To
Shelby
Wolf
Farms.
River? Oh, Shelby
Well-
Farms.
Or yeah, Wolf River.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. I think
I
that's-
mean, either Wolf River Trails or Tour de Wolf. Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah,
like
somewhere over there in that
Okay.
Germantown
Think-
Parkway.
All right, we'll get this set up.
area.
We'll figure a date out.
Wade's Big Adventure Course or something like that.
That'll work. Yeah, let's make it happen.
Okay.
So my mom brought over what got to this. My mom brought over barbecue, or no, Amanda cooked barbecue. I'm sorry, and my mom picked up some white bread, some buns. We don't ever have white bread in our house,
Okay.
and so then I saw that we had peanut butter and jelly. So I made 6 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches right quick, and I was thinking about how nice, just how I eat so poorly anyway, but we don't ever have white bread, and we don't ever have Cokes. And last weekend, was it after the Navy Nautical 10 miler? Was it last weekend? I went and got a Dodge's pizza.
No, this was Pizza Hut when I got those two liters.
And so Amanda picked up two 2 liters of Cokes, one of root beer and one of like some kind of Mountain Dew ice. I drank all 4 liters.
Nobody else had any.
Not diet, just
No,
regular.
Just
Mountain
regular. I never
man,
drank Cokes. I don't ever drink soda.
Well, that's your addictive personality. Like if it's there, you're just gonna
4
swallow
liters.
it all down, right?
4 liters.
4 liters is a lot.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I mean, slugging out of the jug. Like,
you drank it out of the bottle?
yeah. In the middle of the night.
Was it cold?
Did you really?
Yeah.
You got up in the middle of the night
And
took
was
your
like,
CPAP off,
took
and
my
went,
CPAP off,
and went and ate,
was like,
drank Coke out of the
I was
2
all
liter.
bloated, and I was like, God, I feel like shit. I'm going to eat a piece of pizza and slug down some of this Mountain Dew.
This is the middle of the night.
Probably 2 a.m. Probably another one at 6 a.m. Just whenever I got up. And my thought process is, I got to get rid of this or else I'm going to drink it later.
So pouring it out was
So you
not an
just
option.
drink it all.
No, you can't pour it out because then you're going to waste it.
Nobody could beat this man at any eating competition.
I'm
at
a
all.
sewer.
You see
I'm a
how
complete
this
dumpster,
is like-
man. My body
this
is
is like-
a dumpster.
How would this is what when Gavin posted he could beat? I was like, you don't even know. It's like saying Thanos could just snap his like I could beat him. No, you can't. You just
There
can't. It's
there
like
are
a-
diseases circulating inside of my body that haven't even been invented yet. The amount of crap that I eat, it's just and the amount of crap that my body has that I've put in my body from drugs to alcohol.
Yeah, for what you've done, your body's
to
like.
chemicals. You know, I work with
Amazing.
chemicals all the time.
And he
I
doesn't
can't-
use gloves. He doesn't use.
I don't ever use the safety equipment,
No.
stuff like that. And you know, I'll come home with blue feet.
His toenails are blue, y'all. No lie.
But I think it helps me build up an immunity. I'm never
I was gonna
sick.
say you've basically like pickled your organs.
Well, it's weird,
that to the
right?
point
Like
that,
it's weird how your body will do. Like your body will build up an immunity to things, right? Like
Yeah.
if you do it so much, slowly it'll just build up.
Like opioid tolerance. I
Yeah.
can talk.
And you've done that,
Yeah,
for sure,
for
You know,
sure.
where you were saying,
Of course,
you
it's gone now. Please don't start back at.
You think it's gone? I
You're
think I
massive.
can still do it.
That's how overdoses happen.
You could
don't
just
you
like
dare.
eat 20 pills and just
No
die.
problem. Yeah, the big old smile on my face.
That's not real cool.
I'm loving the fact that we're like 30 minutes into this and haven't even talked
Oh,
about
we've not even started.
We just got derailed.
We haven't even started.
He did not even introduce me. He skipped me and went right to you, and I'm just
It was thrown off from the
I'm
get-go.
just
Reverend
This show
Rhabdo.
was
burnt
rigged.
toast.
Well,
over
between Vanna White and me wanting to talk about Reverend Rhabdo, you know, he's off his game. Oh, speaking of, I had another great idea at that same dinner. I'm gonna get a T-shirt made up for you. It says, "I went to Canada and all I got was
here. Like,
Rhabdo."
I want that shirt and a Reverend Rhabdo shirt.
And it has to be brown.
Yeah, and it has to be brown.
Yeah.
Oh God, it has to be brown. It has to be the brown of this couch.
Oh, that's funny, man. That is funny.
My pee looked like this. Whoever's shirt says that on the back.
Reverend Rhabdo and my pee was this color.
Hey, did y'all see Crystal Lander's post today? About
Yes,
the-
I thought-
About
the
the
shoes?
dude at Fleet
God,
Feet. Man,
yes.
that's amazing.
Before I could say I'm going to give $50, like 1,000 people already put stuff down, and the dude
I
was
missed
like
it.
$200+
well, tell us
shoes.
about it,
It-
for everybody listening.
Crystal posts on there that she's got a friend at work who has just battled cancer. They have They want to get into fitness. They have about $30 budget to spend on shoes. She posted in. I'm gonna get choked up just talking about it. She posted in Fleet Feet, Missouri, where
Yeah, it was Springfield, Missouri,
Yeah.
I think it was.
First comment is, put me down for $50. Right underneath that, I got $50 too. There's like a thank you, and then there's like, well, it's pretty hot outside. They're going to need a water bottle. Count me in for $20 for the water bottle. All these, another guy's like, I got a size 13 shoe. He can have. All these people are just like,
Yeah, here's
And I
$30
thought it
for
was
a
cool
shirt.
not
because-
even one person. I was waiting for the person to be like, you should be giving this to
Well, I
starving
need some
children in
shoes, too.
Malaysia and, you know, whatever. And there was none of
Yeah.
that. There was none of that. It was
And
so
what I thought
refreshing.
was cool was like people would comment and be like, whatever the guy's name that obviously owned the store, like somebody would be like, tell Steve to call me when you get to the store and I'll give him my credit card number.
Yeah.
And you can have whatever you want. Okay.
Didn't the store finally respond? Did they respond?
The store was responding the entire.
That's what I thought.
Throughout.
So they were like, let me know when he gets here.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We'll set him up. We'll hook him up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which was another cool thing that the person was so in touch with the community that they'd just be like, oh yeah, like we'll settle up whenever, take care of all that. It was a very nice.
At the end, there was a picture of him with his shoes on.
No, I didn't
Was
see
it
that.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I just saw like
That's
the first
awesome.
30 minutes of it, and there was already all that
Oh
activity.
yeah, he had his. Yeah, there's more stuff to it.
Man, that's great.
That is great.
Such a good community. The running community is best.
Yeah, but I mean, if Crystal hadn't have posted that on there, that would have never happened,
Yeah.
right?
Well, she
Yeah.
started doing the Thankful Thursday a few weeks ago, and then we were talking about it on the Slack channel how she needs to make sure that that's a thing because I love it. It seems like everybody loves it, and
Thankful Thursday.
so that was kind of a, her spin-off, her variation of Thankful Thursday.
Wow.
Man, it was good.
Woot.
So we have kind of we had something come up about CrossFit and what was the question that came up in the community about, I guess Lisa Durant was asking about starting CrossFit.
Yeah. The initial question doesn't really matter because it happens all the time. Like it, and I'm not going to go off on a rant because I have a lot of different things I could say, but it happens all the time in that you see people say, "Should I do CrossFit?" And then somebody says, "No, because that sucks. It's stupid, and you're going to get hurt. And you should do what I do. I'm a bodybuilder at the 24-Hour Fitness, and I know everything about fitness that you could possibly know because I do everything at the 24-Hour Fitness." And it just irritates me because
Or it's the CrossFitter saying, do CrossFit because I know everything. Let's
Well-
not make it sound like that there's not a surplus of douchebags in CrossFit that think they know everything.
okay, I agree with that for sure. I do agree with that. But what I get annoyed by is the people that are like, don't do what I get annoyed by, to be perfectly honest, is people that say I do CrossFit. Because I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean? I'm going to go do CrossFit. What does that mean to you? Like, that's where we start this conversation is, what does it mean to you to do CrossFit?
I showed up to gym Tuesday night.
Like,
I don't think we
but
celebrated
what is that?
Thirsty enough
What
in
is
his,
that? Like, if
in
I
his big moment.
if I come up to you and I go, "Hey man, I do CrossFit."
You cross train. You do cardio, weightlifting, crap like that, all in one workout.
Yeah, but I mean, you could do that at somewhere else. Like, it doesn't have to be at a CrossFit gym.
Right. People CrossFit all the time at
I do CrossFit.
Globo Gym.
Well, it's,
like,
it's,
well,
a
you should
brand,
do
it's
that.
a brand of fitness that is really
It's a
on
generic
so many
term.
levels not different than every other thing that raises your heart rate.
It's a generic term, just like I drink Coke or I drink Cokes.
Yes,
It's
you're
like-
right.
It has
Coke can be
become that
Sprite or-
way. That is
Yep.
a very good point that I had not thought of.
Extremely valid.
Right,
point.
and I've heard people say when your brand becomes like
Verb.
Like Kleenex.
when your brand becomes Kleenex or FedEx, or I'll just FedEx it to you, or give me a Coke, that you've actually arrived in
Yep.
the thing.
That
But
should be every business's goal is to have
Like I LHRL'd
their company
today.
name become.
That's right.
yeah, well, we're getting close. But I think what annoys me is that there's a disconnect between if I say I want to try CrossFit, a person who does not know, they have a perception of what it is. They're like, man, I want to try that. And then some douchebag comes out of the thing and says, you better not try that. You're
Gonna
fucking
hurt
get
yourself,
hurt.
yeah.
And you're going to hurt yourself because CrossFit sucks. CrossFit is stupid, and everyone that does CrossFit is stupid, and they don't know what they're talking about. And that's not a true statement.
Vaughn is triggered today.
I get triggered on this. And I'll tell you why I get triggered on this. Because the CrossFit gym that I started with had the most world-class coaches that you could ever walk into the gym and have, and it was a CrossFit gym. 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 And it was a Cross it was a great experience, right? And I understand that you can have a terrible experience, but that's the beauty of it, right? Like I can run my CrossFit gym as I see fit. If I'm a dummy, then I can hurt people and make people dumb and do stupid things.
I don't think this is a CrossFit specific problem. I think this is just you get enough people into a room and somebody's going to tell you something that you're doing is stupid.
But I think that's the important thing to think. The people that feel the need to go, oh no, you should definitely not do CrossFit because they're all a bunch of idiots. Well, that's not true. And there was even a guy on our thread on our Facebook thing going, don't do that. That's stupid. It's just dumb. You're going to get hurt. Well, why do you even feel the need to interject that comment into this thread? Because it's not true. You can make that statement, but it's not true. It's just not, fundamentally, it's not true.
I don't even have an opinion on, I'm not even on Team CrossFit and all this. I love CrossFit because I like CrossFit, and the rest of it doesn't fucking matter. And I feel the same way about cross stitching, and I feel the same way about tap dancing. I feel the same way about swimming and being a ballerina, because whatever I'm doing it for whatever reasons I have to do it. And they don't have to make any sense at all.
Sure. But if I told you, don't go do cross stitch because you're an idiot, or the people that do cross stitch are idiots, I would be wrong, because there are I know people who are really smart and talented people that do cross.
You should get on the internet and find all the people that think CrossFit's stupid, and you should start an argument with them.
So I used to be a CrossFit hater just because of, how annoying CrossFit people are. That everybody talks about CrossFit when they CrossFit. So anyway, in pharmacy school, I was totally against CrossFit, thought it was dumb and you're going to hurt yourself, And then after I got out of school and started thinking I need to start working out because I'm getting fat and unhealthy, I reached out to one of the administrators at my school who CrossFitted. And I asked her, what do I need to look for in a gym or whatever? And she was just like, make sure you find a gym with coaches who know what they're doing, because you can hurt yourself if you don't have good coaches or a good gym to watch you to make sure your form's right with CrossFit. And you just have to be careful because people hurt themselves when they don't do what the coaches say. So I think it's all about, when they say you're going to hurt yourself. I mean, yeah, you can hurt yourself. You can go in there and see all these people. Like when I walked into our gym and Vaughn was coaching, there was this girl over there, doing amazing shit, and I'm trying to just lift the bar, and I'm wanting to lift, 900 pounds like she is, and I'm thinking I don't need to hurt myself because I can't do that right now, but there's people out there that are going to load 900 pounds on the bar and try and lift it and hurt themselves. So it's a lot of, self-responsibility and not loading up a bar when you're not supposed to, or doing things outside of the proper form. That was really random and not.
No, that made perfect sense. But my point is, I could open a CrossFit gym and just do yoga all day long.
Yeah.
If that's what I wanted to do. We don't have barbells. We don't have wall balls. We don't do burpees. We just do yoga all day long. And it's called CrossFit Vaughn. And if you want to come do yoga at CrossFit Vaughn, that's what we're doing. Yoga all day long, every day. Is that CrossFit?
That's a good question.
So is that douchebag that says no, you should never try CrossFit? Well, I went to a CrossFit gym that just does yoga all day long.
Well, him saying that has anybody that uses terms like everyone or all the time, or
they're wrong.
Then they're discredited right there, and arguing back with those people and going from, well, it's not CrossFit.
That guy. I want to change his mind. Why does he think that? It's an important thing to me. Because I have had such a great experience with CrossFit, I guess I do get triggered by it.
But it has nothing to do with CrossFit.
No.
I mean, he's not arguing CrossFit. He's arguing from a position.
He is. He's like, no, you should never do CrossFit. It's gonna.
But I don't think he has
blah, blah, blah. He doesn't
box
know
to
what it
stand
is.
on. No.
He doesn't know that I could totally go open a CrossFit gym and just do yoga all day long.
That's my point. Is that he's not. It might as well be Volkswagens or baseball versus basketball. He's not arguing CrossFit. He doesn't know anything about CrossFit.
He's ignorant.
He's just arguing because of something that in his life that's fucked up. The same reason why I hate CrossFit.
That's exactly what I said.
There's a lot of reasons to hate CrossFit, more than any physical fitness arena, because it's the most popular. There's no reason for anyone outside of CrossFit to like CrossFit. There's just not. If you're a physical trainer, you're not going to tell your clients that CrossFit is a great thing. If you work out at a Globo gym, you're not going to go up there and tell everybody.
But you are going to be like, we should snatch and clean and jerk, though, because that'd be cool.
Who is?
Like, you're going to be like, don't do CrossFit, but hey, come over here to my thing, and we're going to snatch and clean and jerk.
Is that what makes CrossFit?
No, I mean, like, that's what CrossFit does. Like,
that's
what
my
other
point.
fitness
That's my
program
point. They're not arguing CrossFit. They don't
But
like.
they're going to get their people to come and do their thing that's exactly the same as what we're doing.
Well,
which
it's like boot camp.
solidifies my point even further. It has nothing to do with CrossFit.
Right. I agree with that. Yes.
I mean, arguing over whether bodybuilding.
But then what's the point of being like trashing CrossFit?
There is no point.
We're all doing the same
It's
thing.
the internet, dude. Like CrossFit doesn't have the market cornered.
I don't think there is no
haters.
end game to that. There's no end game to arguing.
You're not
on the
going to
internet.
convince all the haters.
Well, if I own the group, I can kick them out.
Nobody wins, and there is
I
that.
can just boot that motherfucker.
And I am all for that.
I said that. I didn't mean to curse.
And there should be more of that at the first sign of it. Not at the first sign of disliking CrossFit.
Hey,
but
man, you don't like CrossFit? See ya. Banned.
I think that when people, throw out there that, the all and every and when they're just full of generalizations of any kind, then they're
that's very
most
good.
likely a cancer in any kind of group.
Yeah.
Because people that talk like that
They're negative
aren't
Nancy's.
rational people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just looking to pick a fight.
Like I said, I mean, I totally hear what you're saying, and your heart's in the right place, but you're just not going to be able to find all the haters and change their mind. I mean, take this out of the context of CrossFit, make it about running, make it about weightlifting,
Make it about WordPress.
make it about politics, make it about religion. Like you're not going to be able to convince people. There are some people out there who don't want to change their perspective. They just want to
Argue
tell you
about
why
it.
yours is wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, it is what it is. Now, back to your question about what is CrossFit, though. Like, I would argue that, yes, you could totally pay to open a CrossFit affiliate and only do yoga, but I don't think that makes what you're doing at the CrossFit affiliate.
Definition
I'm still a
is,
CrossFit. It's still a CrossFit.
That doesn't
gym.
mean you're doing CrossFit.
I mean, you can
What
use
would
the
make
name.
it-
But what
There-
I'm saying, listen.
What would
Multifunctional.
make it CrossFit?
In my mind, it's
high intensity workouts.
Yeah,
across
it's high intensity.
I was going to look up. There's a 100-word definition to CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat nuts and seeds, fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
I got it.
Listen, but okay.
I mean, you can open it up and do whatever you want, but I don't think if you follow the definition of actual CrossFit that it's a true CrossFit gym. You can't just do yoga. I mean, that's part of CrossFit.
But what I'm arguing is someone goes to a gym, and a CrossFit gym, and they automatically say, I'm doing CrossFit. Well, that depends. What programming are you following when you go to that gym?
Well,
right?
you would hope
Well, are
most
you-
CrossFit
what are
gyms
you
follow
doing?
some
Like,
type of programming.
You're not doing
Good coaching does not make up a good CrossFit gym.
that's a whole separate
The name of the
argument.
gym doesn't make that gym have good coaching either. Just because it's a CrossFit gym doesn't mean there's good coaches in there actually coaching CrossFit ways.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
true, but
They're
like,
coaching at all.
if you have an environment where I'm free to program whatever I want to, and I have a CrossFit gym, yeah, you can say you do CrossFit. I think what I'm trying to do is reach out to people who say I do CrossFit.
But what
I
are
do
you
CrossFit.
what are you trying to get across?
Yeah, what
are
is-
you trying to get across to some people that they don't?
No,
Or,
I
or
think I want,
qualify yourself or put yourself in
think-
some
no,
position
no.
that other people aren't?
no. I think I want them to say I train at a CrossFit gym.
But that
And
doesn't,
what
that
will
doesn't
that
have to
help?
be true. You could go to Globo Gym and do a CrossFit workout.
You
That
could.
to me sounds like the people that say, well, a 50K is not an ultra marathon. It's got to be a 100-miler, or it's got to be a 50-miler. And it's
No.
like, what difference does it make whether someone is called an ultra runner? And,
I don't know.
and when people
If
are
you-
like, I did this, can I call myself an ultra runner? Well, yeah, you can call yourself whatever. What difference does it make? Who wants to go their life and be like just an ultra runner? Find something better than that to strive for. I mean, call yourself an ultra runner whenever you want to. Nobody that doesn't run ultras is going to give a shit.
So I went to my church and joined their gym, and I happened to hit a day where they had a boot camp going on. So I just joined the class, went down there, and it was CrossFit. It was CrossFit, but he called it such and such boot camp.
Todd Hinton, podcast guest.
Okay,
Iron
Todd's
Man.
boot. Okay,
Four-time
Todd's boot
Ironman.
camp. It was Todd's boot camp. It was straight up CrossFit, wall balls, running, so many meters, burpees,
Like in my mind,
kettlebell. You know,
and I don't know what the exact.
but it wasn't called CrossFit. But I was CrossFitting.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact number is, but I'm going to say that there's 20, 30, 50 movements that are common amongst CrossFit gyms. And I think you will go to CrossFit gyms that do other movements outside of those standard CrossFit, I'm air quoting CrossFit movements. But I think generally speaking, it's high intensity interval training. The workout's different every day, and you are probably going to do one of these 20, 30, 40 movements as part of your workout, pretty regularly.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
That's
so if I
generically
say,
how I would define it.
so from my perspective, if I'm if I say, do you train at a CrossFit gym? What I assume when you say yes is that there's a barbell involved in your training, and then you're squatting on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
That you're doing your squat, deadlifting, and pressing on a regular basis. You have a strength bias to your program, or not bias, but you have a strength portion to your program, and you're also doing some sort of conditioning, right?
Right.
And so if you come to me and say, I train at a CrossFit gym, I assume that you're doing those things. And if you say, I want to run a marathon, I train at a CrossFit gym, I know exactly how to deal with you. But nowadays, what that troll on the internet says, you do CrossFit, you suck, and you're going to get hurt, that he doesn't know. What's wrong with barbell work and what's wrong with strength and conditioning? Right? There's nothing wrong with it. And that's what you get at a CrossFit gym, a good CrossFit gym. Maybe you'll go to the one that does yoga. I don't know. But I assume that if you go to a good CrossFit gym, you're doing a good strength and conditioning program. And
Assuming that you go to a CrossFit gym and you're on a shitty program, and the only thing that it has is
that's what everyone is.
and all that it has is a assault bike. What fucking difference does it make? Even if they tell you, I do CrossFit, I CrossFit like nobody's ever CrossFitted before. Listen to me, I am CrossFitter number one.
But all I do is ride a bike.
And then you find out all they do is ride a bike. What difference does that make?
It makes a difference.
Why is that important?
It's important if you're asking me.
But they're not.
That's the key here.
That's a good point. Right. They're not asking me.
Yeah, nobody is.
Also,
They're saying I do CrossFit, and you're wanting to argue with them about whether they
About whether
actually
they're
do.
qualified as being
I'm not wanting to
CrossFit.
argue with them. I'm like, yeah, go fucking do CrossFit. But I'm arguing with a dude that says don't go do CrossFit because you're going to hurt yourself. Is who I'm arguing with. Like, I hate that guy. I love the person who's like wants to go do CrossFit. Yes, go do it. The guy who's
Well, there's always gonna be haters for everything.
Yeah,
There's gonna be haters.
not in
Don't
our
do a
group. I'm just
Spartan
going to
race.
ban everyone I guess, from now on.
Don't do a Spartan race because
CrossFit was originally
whatever.
defined as strength and conditioning program that's constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity across broad time and modal domains. with the stated goal of improving fitness.
So you got to do that.
There's a 100-word definition that we had to learn in the class.
You'll hurt yourself, but you should do it.
And there's a good possibility that you will.
You could hurt yourself if you don't follow the proper instructions and the proper
You get wrapped
movements.
though, for sure.
You can hurt yourself if you do it as perfectly as you know how to do
Well, yeah, I
things.
was doing power
because
snatches.
people get hurt.
I was doing power snatches and hurt my back doing proper movement.
People get hurt doing things.
They do. That is very true.
And
It's
there
part of
doesn't
it,
have to
though.
be a point to doing things. We live a lifetime full of doing things that we don't know what the point is ultimately.
No, I could be running to the mailbox and sprain my ankle and hurt myself. I could walk to the bathroom in the dark and slam my toe into the wall.
So
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to get hurt doing everything, right? Like, you talking about the haters of CrossFit, because maybe they went to a gym one time and they got hurt or whatever. I had a basketball player tell me that I shouldn't run because it was going to hurt my knees.
I get that a lot at work.
And it's like, oh, you're gonna wreck your knees. Your knees are gonna be shot in like 10 years. I'm sorry. There's like 80 and 90-year-olds that have been running their entire lives whose knees aren't shot. So your argument's invalid, but those people still exist. Fitness in 100 words, not CrossFit in 100 words. Fitness in 100 words. Eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch and no sugar. Keep intake to levels that will support exercise but not body fat. Practice and train major lifts, deadlift, clean, squat, presses, clean and jerk, and snatch. Similarly, master the basics of gymnastics, pull-ups, dips, rope climb, push-ups, sit-ups, presses to handstand, pirouettes, flips, splits, and holds. Bike, run, swim, row, etc., hard and fast. 5 or 6 days per week. Mix these elements in as many combinations and patterns as creatively will allow. Routine is the enemy. Keep workouts short and intense. Regularly learn and play new sports.
Bravo.
That's my definition
Anybody
of CrossFit.
that would argue with that is a douchebag. But let's bring it back around to why CrossFit really is awesome, or why CrossFit gyms are really awesome, or most of them are, which is the people that are inside
community.
of those gyms.
Correct.
And it doesn't matter if you're a fantastic coach, or if you're a terrible coach, or if you're a douchebag, or if you're whatever. If you have a bunch of really awesome, supportive people inside your gym, it goes way further than any of all that bullshit goes, because people care about each other. Nobody wants you to get hurt. Everybody wants you to be safe and do proper movement and do all these things. If you like the people, if you show up to the gym because Amanda's going to be there at 5 a.m., that is the most important thing. It doesn't matter about any of all of the other things. If you say, I'm going to go do CrossFit, and that means I'm going to go to this gym where all these people are so freaking cool, and I'm going to show up, and coach is kind of cool, but I kind of hate him, but I like the guy next to me doing burpees. You know what I mean? Like that is what it's all about. It's church, man. Like, I checked in on my thing at All Branch CrossFit, and it said I'm attending church. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm attending church. I'm attending church, Facebook. That's what I'm doing, because this is my community. These people are crazy. They're insane, but I love them, and if you can come to a place like that, that's what it's all about.
We do have a group text message with Mark Fortune, Brittany, and them, and it's like, one of us will get on there and be like, hey, I'm coming tomorrow. Y'all have to come. You have to come. And then it's like, oh, okay, I wasn't going to come, but I'll come. Because it's like, oh, all right, Mark and Brittany are going to be there. It's awesome.
And to me, that's the thing that transcends all the bullshit. Like, some people, all the trolls on the internet and all the drama and everything else. What's important is, today at my parents' house, I almost posted on the Facebook group, and I was like, whoever can come out here and help us, get your ass here. And I know 5 people would have showed up.
At least.
Been like,
yeah.
Especially if you would have said, this is serious.
Like,
I got a problem.
this is ridiculous.
I need 10 people over here right now.
Like, if you have a place where you can do that, it doesn't matter what anything else goes down,
Hence the reason for trolls and haters. And I think that goes for anything. That's why people hate runners, because runners love to run, and they love running with people, and they love talking about fucking running. CrossFitters love talking about CrossFit.
And like, I wish y'all just shut up about how awesome everybody is.
And when something is glaringly awesome and you're not involved in it, of course you hate it. Man, I remember watching my buddy do videos of himself doing CrossFit in like 2007, 2006, and I was like, this guy is a complete loser. For one, I don't even know what those pull-ups are, but I'm laying in my bed just eating chocolate cake and crying all the time. I'm so depressed, man. I'm out of rehab, and I'm like, fuck that. I will never do that or anything even that looks like that because I was unhappy. And when you're unhappy and you see people being happy, it's like they say, hurt people hurt people.
Right.
It's a natural tendency to, if you're on the other side of the fence, you're not going to like the party that's going on in the Cove.
That is the truth.
Haters gonna hate y'all.
Haters going to hate y'all. They should make a song about it. They say that off the CrossFit topic, the ultimate limit, they say that the ultimate limit of human endurance has been found. I think, Vaughn, you found it.
I found mine, personal one for sure.
Scientists analyzed runners taking part in a 3,000-mile run.
Nope.
How long?
They said that I think 21 days was the
Take me longer than that
Was
to get
the
3,000
same.
miles.
glaring tipping point when the performance started to decrease.
Wow.
I didn't read the whole article, but it looked like there was some pretty good stuff.
At the end, they're like, psych.
yeah.
Did anyone run 3,000 miles?
Surely not. Maybe combined?
Thirsty, what are you doing over there?
Reading.
Okay. What are you coming up with?
Get
I
back
didn't know
to
if you got off course.
He's
and
like
started
chatting
looking-
with somebody on
I know.
Facebook.
He's like,
He's watching porn over there.
100. It was over 3,080 miles from California to Washington D.C., taking place over 140 days.
Who has time to take off that many days?
Man,
Who's
seriously.
taking part?
People that are sponsored by companies and get paid to run a long way.
Stupid ass CrossFitters. I'm just kidding.
probably dumb
Stupid-
runners.
probably
Runners
some-
so stupid.
Somebody that,
Eventually
Running
showed
dumb.
that the
All
energy-
runners are
store.
stupid.
The
You're gonna get hurt
study
running.
was published.
Every
in
runner thinks
Science
they're the best
Advances
at running.
eventually showed that the energy use of runners averaged at 2.5 times the resting metabolic rate. While researchers
Sorry.
argued that 2.5 figure might be down to the digestive system rather than anything to do with the heart, lungs, or muscles, they found the body cannot absorb enough calories to sustain a higher level of energy use. Interesting.
Not that interesting. I should have picked a better topic. But we've got a bunch of interesting topics, but guess what we don't have?
time.
We don't have time.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
Do we
I'm
have any
sorry.
5-star reviews?
I haven't even looked. I forgot to look.
What the hell, people?
I don't. Well, we may have 10 of them. They may.
I bet we don't.
Somebody
Nobody
leave a
sent any.
review.
There hasn't
Y'all
been
need
any.
to send some 5-star reviews because I'm really sad.
Because
Amanda
Amanda
is going
said
to come
so.
beat your ass if
Yeah.
you don't.
Beat your ass. Pound you into the ground because I CrossFit.
Because you're a CrossFitter and
'Cause
you're
I'm a
strong as shit.
CrossFitter. Hey, I did a competition and came in 3rd in scale division.
Nice.
Yep,
Applause for
Jennifer
Paws?
was my partner, and she taught me into it. And
Y'all
We
are
had
a
a
couple of
blast.
badass ladies.
thanks. We had this one workout that we smoked everybody on. It was awesome. That made it worth it for just to do that.
Well, y'all
come
are
in
really
first.
strong. Like, you know what I mean?
Chris Miller says
like
he
they're
needs to
gonna-
hear Wilson say he's coming to F3 in the morning before y'all sign off.
Oh.
Oh
he is,
yeah, I'm sorry.
actually.
I am. I'll be there.
He'll be
F3
there.
going to F3
Because
Hernando.
he told me he was coming with me to CrossFit tomorrow morning and then had to back out because he'd already promised somebody else, which I found out it's Chris Miller. He's going to F3.
I'm a man of my word. F3 is
Thanks, Chris, for ruining the
is
family.
starting a F3 location in Hernando. Or they're going to try to start one. So the first thing's tomorrow. So I committed to doing that.
Are you leading it?
No.
Who's
I'm
leading
not.
it? Do you know?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Okay.
So I'm going to drive all the way out there in the morning and do that.
You can eat that shake place.
I might
whatever
get
it is.
sucked. There's a
You
bunch
think
of
it'll be open?
Probably not.
there's a bunch of those guys that do the rucking, right?
A lot.
There's a crossover between that.
Yeah.
I think I might get sucked into that rucking thing.
Okay.
I was on the Facebook group, or I added myself to the group, and then got involved in
With the F3?
conversation about there's a Go Ruck Memphis,
Uh-huh.
and I think you're in the group.
It's
But-
possible.
But there's a couple of people that I think are F3. I think F3 is associated with the ruck. But I'm ignorant. I'm very ignorant to the whole thing.
F3 has what they called theirs was a grow ruck, which I think was just a play on words and like a experience, just like, almost like having a very miserable men's retreat where you also have a backpack on your back for 14 hours.
Oh,
but there's a lot of F3 people that are into that, and it's a great thing.
Yeah. There's an event, I guess, a ruck event in Memphis in August or July the 30th. And I was saying, like, I don't think I'll be ready for something like that, but can you go spectate? Right. And then a couple of I think
man, that'd be worse than watching a marathon.
There was a guy on our show, I think. I know a couple of the guys from the podcast, I think. And one guy said, you can do a spectator thing. All you have to do is ask the cadre if you can come along and watch. Right. And I was like, oh, shit, that'd be awesome. Like if you could go and.
Yeah, there was people that came out and just walked with us.
Right. I don't think I'd be ready to do that in August, but like I would love to go see what that's all about because it's very intriguing because once I read into it, it was very similar to what I was doing in Canada, and I'm talking too much.
No.
Oh, man.
No, I just have a proof. I have proof on something.
Yeah. Anyway, I said, that's kind of intriguing, that whole rucking thing, and the go ruck was very similar to a degree what we were doing in Canada, and I was like, maybe I'll kind of dip my little toe into that a little bit and see what that's about. But I don't think I'd be ready for that in a long time.
Yeah.
So.
Some of them guys do, like there's something at Star Landing or something that's 50-mile course.
Oh, gosh.
And there were teams of, I don't know what it was, say it was teams of 6, but all 6 had to finish in certain cutoff times. What were you going to say, Amanda?
So we were talking about CrossFit community and everything. One of our members, Romero, posted 30 minutes ago, haven't been since Memorial Weekend, and nobody's called me out. Y'all don't love me. I need to push. And everybody's commenting, and I just told him to get his ass there tomorrow at 5 a.m. I love our community. It's like that.
Good times.
Very.
Amanda, you want to take us out?
Lift Heavy Run Long podcast number 149 in the books. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Boom.